अपशकून झालं ना, ती जातेच नाही, तेव्हा गुडजा आला.
आणि तिला माहेर पाठवलंच नव्हते कधी. आणि आजच ती त्याला दिला होता. तेव्हा तो बोचका बांधून ती होती. आणि अजून तो प्रेम चाललाय. कोणाला ती म्हणते अजून गेला कशाला गेला. हात वर घेऊन थांबा रे मला. त्या बाईला तर तुझा आपण नवल्या घरी त्यातून गेला.
Earlier also he had died. And the procession was moving, Hindus and Muslims both were saying. So what happened, the body was moved, the corpse was brought opposite a house. In that house, there was a daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law had not seen her mother for a number of years. And she was just on the point of leaving the house and visiting her mother. She had packed her things, and she was just stepping out. While she was stepping out, this dead body comes, which is a bad omen, you see. And her relatives had not allowed her all along. So this was another opportunity for them to stop her from going. Oh, there's a dead body, you should not go now. So she started crying. What is this? This fellow had no other time to die also. What is this? No, I can't go. She started screaming and shouting, crying there. So immediately said, wait. It's Kabir, the dead body. You told the procession is, the funeral procession is, no, you don't take me today. I will die some other time. Let us go back. So he asked that lady, you see, the daughter-in-law, you better go. I'll cancel this funeral.
So few sages in the West. This is hen's teeth. Hen's teeth.
कोंबडीचा दात कसा विरळा सापडतो तसाच संत पाश्चात्य राष्ट्रामध्ये इतका विरळा का?
इकडे सुद्धा
शेतू माणसाला महात्मा तेव्हा त्या सगळ्याला स्वर्ग लोकांमध्ये पाठवलं. तेव्हा एक नंतर स्वर्गामध्ये येऊन तिकडे बस स्वर्ग सुख भोगायचं, पण दुसरं काय रामाचं
पण विरळा का पण संत तिकडे संत विरळा का म्हणतात? एकदम मग घेऊन जातील, स्वर्ग सोडून येतील.
He says that you know the story of Ramayana, Ram's story. It is said that while he wanted to cross over that strip of sea from going from India to Lanka, the monkeys helped him quite a lot, you see. They put the big stones and all that. Then Ram blessed them with heaven for all of them. They must go to the heaven and enjoy yourselves. Those same monkeys have come to enjoy themselves, that's all. Therefore there is no sense. It doesn't think of any more.
इकडे जन्माला आले.
In the Western country.
All the population in the Western countries is full of those monkeys enjoying heaven.
Enjoying only heaven. Beyond body, they are not thinking
Material
of
world.
आता यांच्या प्रदेशामध्ये ते देखावे काय त्या हिशोबाने ते इकडे नव्हते. ते स्वर्गलोक म्हणून होता तो वरची स्वर्ग
हेवन. All the European countries are the England.
They are the heaven really.
European countries.
स्वर्गलोकामध्ये खाण्यापिणं मग सगळं
Affluence, plenty, enjoy it.
त्याला आयुष्य नेमकं नाही आहे. 25 पिढ्याचा पोरगा आजारी गेला तर त्याच्या 25व्या पिढीला पहिला पुरुषामध्ये भोगणी त्याला आज म्हणून ती सगळ्या ताजी अप्सरा. तेव्हा जेवढे जातात तेवढे स्वर्गाला जातात. कशाला? ते सुख बघायला. तर यांच्याकडे काय धर्म आहे विशेष हाच. आता काय धर्म माहिती आली आहे काय होते कोणते या
रामाला भेटायला आले तो.
And there enjoy for heavenly, are born there for heavenly pleasures.
Material, bodily pleasure.
Material and bodily pleasures. And they are enjoying the boon that Rama gave. That is supposed to be the heaven. Lovely women, all sorts
never
of
grow
things
old.
to eat, who never grow old.
Always 17.
It was all they have created so much heaven there in every way, you see. Now those who go there are meant for that.
विचार करून सांगून गेले त्याच्यावर या प्रदेशात पुन्हा जन्माला गेले.
And all those rishis
मजा करायची.
who have also gone after illusion, hanging themselves and making lot of penance also go there, he said.
Wanting heaven.
Wanting heaven.
Penances. With the intention of getting heaven. They will be born in the West to enjoy themselves. And then when they feel it, think that they have had enough, then
They come, they have started coming here now in order to search for Ram again. It is.
देखाव चांगला आहे की नाही.
हो.
दुसरे काचीच्या कपाटानं दाखवतात तिकडे.
Lovely everywhere in the West. All the scenes.
यांचा प्रदेश
In the whole world, your region is the most beautiful,
Most prosperous.
most prosperous.
काय कोणाचं तक्रार कोणाची.
The people there are condemned to work very hard. They don't like to stop working for 1 minute.
Well, there.
Yeah. On the other hand, maybe it's the health. They don't like to stop and enjoy themselves. Even if they play, they like to work very hard. They like to rush off and do something.
काम पण फार करतात म्हणतात.
धर्मा जेवणाचं बंधन नाही
पण
करायचं.
काम करतात कारण त्यांची हवा तशी आहे. आमच्या इथे इतकी गरमी आहे, इथे काम करावंसं नाही वाटत. सुस्ती आहे.
ते इकडे आले
पण हे घड्याळ सुरू झालं.
एक मोकळा म्हणायचं असतं. जिल्ह्यामध्ये तसं असणार नेहमी मोकळं.
Yeah. I like Westerners because they're open-minded. They can discuss in an open way.
तुम्ही त्या अवस्थेत रामाची सेवा केलेली आहे अथवा पन्ने बांधले.
You are not come out of the
Not the
monkey.
profession.
Not of the monkeys. They enjoy the monkeys.
सर्व सुखाचे सुख दिलं घ्या.
No. You have served Rama. You have not born out of the monkeys. You have served Rama, given him so much service that he has blessed you with all happiness and comfort.
Just as they have here, just different kinds. Different kinds.
इकडे सुद्धा प्रश्न आहेत म्हणजे त्याला example.
Well, there is a lot of poverty as well in the West.
Yeah, what type of problems you want?
Psychological?
Well, you see, it's just a different way of living. In a cold country, you need shelter and things for a start. So, and your clothing requirements are greater. I mean, than in, say, a hot country. And, I mean, every human being has problems, whether they're rich or poor or whatever. I mean, the problems are the same. Or a bit different, or it comes to the same thing, because it's human nature. It's really no different, you know. There are good things in the West and bad things in the West. And it's
माहिती आमच्याला सहज तारुण्य आहे. तिथं तारुण्य केव्हा केव्हा सुंदरी आमच्या तमची गुरुवशी तारुण्य कायम.
हो.
इकडून त्याचा 25 पिढ्याचा तो पोरगा गेला ना
हे
खालच्या
राजी असतं. ती जपतं ना.
स्वर्गाला गेला ना. तिकडे वयाचा प्रश्न नाही.
तो गुरु आपला गुरु महाराज दीक्षेची बायको गुरु
तसंच तो आहे.
तो अमेरिकेलाच गेला.
I have noticed that where in poor countries, not only India, but in other countries such as India, South America and Africa, people are mostly concerned about getting food to eat and a shelter to live. That's their main preoccupation. They have no time to think in other things, except a few. In the West, when the food is satisfied and the shelter is satisfied, there's a different kind of hunger. It all moves to the mind. Why am I here? My body's taken care of. Why am I here? Why all this? So it's a different type of hunger, but it's hunger nonetheless. Tell him that as I see it, as the mind sees things, there's a tremendous revolution in the West, in Europe, of the youth. The youth of the parents who have money and food and shelter. Tremendous awakening of wanting to understand revolutions, spiritual revolution as well as real revolution.
Yes.
In search of something. Because they're not satisfied with just the food.
इथे हरे कृष्ण पुढे
From foreign, sent from foreign abroad.
Made in the States.
Then our fellows will start reading profoundly. Oh yes, this is the stamp of the United States. Yes, it must be correct. From England, yes, it is correct.
that will be the religion, he said. At
That
time will
is
come.
going to be our religion here, for the Indian masses.
तेव्हा ते हे लिहून पाठवून की छापून ते ज्ञान या लोकांना पाठवा.
That foreign brand is necessary.
There's one of the teachers, spiritual teachers from India, foresaw this 24 years ago, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, at the body-mind level. He saw that if he wanted India to grow and change and adapt some of this information, he had to go to the East, to the West, Germany and the United States, make it scientific, so he could come back here with the stamp.
अलग अलग में
It is called the science of creative intelligence.
And talent.
के
Muktanand, Rajneesh, Vivekanand.
माता जी तो मत मर गया तो
Oh, तो हाँ, बालू जी.
अरविंद
अरविंद
अरविंद त्याची काय कल्पना वेगळी आहे आणि महेश योगाची वेगळी आहे आमचं कल्पना शिवायचं आहे कल्पना शिकायचं त्या लोकांनी काही कल्पना निर्माण केली आणि त्याप्रमाणे त्याला निर्माण करून आणायचं आहे त्याला आणायचं ज्याला आणायचं
All have their pet theories, pet concepts. They want to propagate that.
Mahesh Yogi, Aravind Ghosh will have their own concepts, but here,
त्याची कल्पना
whatever you get will be without, bereft of concepts.
Here all concepts are blasted.
असं ज्ञान ते उघड करणार नाही असे वागून तुम्ही असे व्हाल तुम्ही असे वागा मग असे व्हाल.
They will not expose you to the truth, the very fundamental, the basis. They will tell you, do this and you will get this.
Do they know the truth? Do they know the truth?
Do they
त्यांना
know?
माहित आहे का खरं
त्यांना
त्यांना माहित आहे का
सत्य
ज्ञान
माहित आहे का त्यांना?
आम्ही नाही कसे म्हणा
How can I say that they don't know?
ब्रह्माला विचारणार.
And in my case, thanks to that indigestion of all that food that I was given, I am here.
मला
I
त्या
was given so much information, so much technique, so many things that I got indigestion of all that.
मला
That's
फार
why
एक
I'm
मोठा
here.
फायदा झाला म्हणे त्या लोकांचं म्हणे
त्याची जवचा त्याची जवचा त्यांची कर्मभ्रांती काढायला हेच लोक पुढे येणार.
कर्म
भ्रांती
हो
हे लोक त्याची कर्मभ्रांती काढतात दोन्ही पक्ष आहेत.
He says, although they might involve the masses into certain activities of their concepts, those two schools of thought, only you people will throw all those ideas about this penance or doing activities, you will throw them overboard.
you will expose their illusion of doing this or doing that.
Tell Maharaj that in observing throughout my years of being involved with these kind of things, there's always a certain amount of people in each organization such as Muktanandas, Maharishis, all these things, like fruits, when they become really ripe, they fall and break into the ground. When they get really ripe, they themselves, out of their own weight, fall off that tree. Has been my experience and my observation. Many people now who have been in this organization for years are leaving them and leaving every concept behind.
पडतात ते मला इकडे सुद्धा ते इकडचं people who had been going to the Chennai classes
परिपक्व म्हणजे बरोबर
having
नाही.
completed
हा ते बरोबर नाही तसं
बरोबर
म्हणून.
नाही, पण ते उदाहरण घेते ते
हा, ते कच्चेच गळून पडतात.
gone to the end of their knowledge. People who have been attending this Chennai class, Chinmayanand was also a great sage, you see, was expounding various scriptures. He started very systematically, taking various books. So he had started some portions of
उपनिषद, भगवद गीता.
people attend that. So having completed the final class, the question arises now, what should we do afterwards? We know everything by heart. So what? And then they started coming here. It's also people used to smuggle into those ashrams. And then they were not available for the public. And stealthily people used to read and come over here.
Well, if these so-called sages are putting out these concepts, doesn't that smack of the presence of ego?
Yes.
ज्ञाना देवा अहंकार नाही म्हणत
अहंकार नाही म्हणत.
म्हणत नाही ज्ञाना देवा
They don't call it ego. It's the
The pride of their knowledge, pride of their concept.
One of the personal results, physical, that I received, for example, learning to meditate in the West through Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, was to calm the mind. And in the West, that particular concept has been very useful to many people. The mind is going so hard, their heart attacks, things like this. By bringing this concept to the West from the East, it has some resting period of the mind, and people are able to see a little bit more clear. Very good.
वर्षामध्ये तेच करू राहिले.
आध्यात्मिक दृष्टी आहे ना ते.
हा,
शारीरिक आहे, असं
शारीरिक दृष्टी.
ठीक नव्हे, मानसिक मानसिक हो, मानसिक हो, मानसिक आहे म्हटलं.
But आपण mental preparation, preparing the mental ground to receive higher spiritual truth. Who said?
नाही ह्यानी दुर्बळ होतं का अशा मंत्रांनी असं.
सर्वसाधारण विकार कमी होता नसं म्हणा, विकार दुर्बळ होता नसं म्हणा.
The mind inclination settle down. Turbulence of the mind settle down, subsides.
मन दुर्बळ झालं की विकार दुर्बळ झाले. आहे का?
मन दुर्बळ झालं की
मन दुर्बळ
हा,
झालं
विकार.
की विकार दुर्बळ झाले. एवढा होतो.
The mind is made weak is the mind inclinations. They are stabilized. Turbulence of the mind.
Speaking from my personal experience, a type of world or creation is formed of happiness. It's a dream. You start with the concepts that they have, you take the knowledge they get, and you start seeing the world through rosy glasses. Everything appears to be perfect. And while you put weight on it, while you believe in these concepts, you are living in the world of everything being all right. But then something comes along stronger and slaps you out of it. And that's when you start becoming aware of different things.
असा त्याचा स्वतःचा अनुभव आहे.
या तीन नीती ज्या आहेत त्या वेगळ्याच आहेत. तुझा त्याच्यात काय संबंध नाही.
My approach is quite different.
सत्व सत्वगुण आणि पण
By what?
My approach is quite different, he says. Touching these fundamentals, that is three entities. This is the combination of these three entities. Body juices, vital breath and the touch of iron. This is in the realm of these three entities. You as the absolute you are quite separate from it. You are not that.
त्याला जन्माची संज्ञा आहे तुला जन्माची संज्ञा लागू होत नाही याच्यात मला मुला माहित
For the combination of these three entities, we apply birth and death.
तो जन्म राहिला
But you are beyond birth and death. You are not touched by birth and death.
Tell him that in observing, I see the possibility of falling into accepting what he says instead of realizing it for myself as from the inside out. One can also fall into the belief that what he says is true and accept it, and that would be just like accepting somebody else's concept instead of allowing that which he says manifest itself as true or as untrue. There's the possibility of just accepting without letting it realize by itself. There's that possibility involved also.
हे स्वीकारणे तुला शब्दात शब्दात राहील भाव आहे म्हणजे काय स्वीकारणार तुम्ही तिथे असं घेऊन असं केलं का स्वीकारायचं काय तिथे असं आहे का माझ्या बोलून काही शब्द होते असं आहे काय
नेहमी when you say you accept it. It doesn't mean you accept it, you pocket it and keep it like that. It is something like to understand fully, we are convinced. No more questions on that. For that, his guru used to say, oh, it is like this. It has clicked. Okay. It is like this. End of it. No more queries about it.
असं आहे का
But the nature of the mind, and perhaps of the West, is to question. And that's why sometimes we appear ruthless, like sharks, attacking him or attacking the concepts. It's because, in my case, for example, I want to know things for my own conviction, not because he says it. Even though I love him and I feel that he is realized, not because of that, but because I feel him to be true myself. That's why the questions come all the time, with that desire to know.
How can you, you can't positively say it is like that, oh, it is like this. But it's the other way around, oh, it isn't like this. It is not what I thought. Because positively you can't see anything. Positively you can't know anything. You only hear, Maharaj says every concept is thrown out. So even that concept is also thrown out. Then only this is where understanding is or something like that. But positively you can't understand anything.
ह्या कल्पना जायला पाहिजे.
काय माहिती बोलली असं कसं आहे मला माहिती काय माझ्याकडे
बरोबर सांगितलं. This is what she said, what Maharaj is saying. I have said the same thing. ते म्हणतात ते सर्टिफिकेट देतात तिने तेच म्हटलंय आपण जे सांगितलं मी पण ते सेम थिंग आय डिडंट से
याने काय म्हटलं
हे म्हणणार
असं होणार नाही आपण ते काय वा आपण आपल्याकडचं काय एवढं स्वतः आपल्याकडचं आपण काय जगात पुष्कळ समजा काय ऐकलंय पण माझ्याकडचा मी काय माझ्या ओळखीन माझी ओळख मला का एवढंच एक मिनिट लक्षात झालं स्वतःवर अवलंबून आणि त्यांनी उघड तुम्हाला दाखवून दिलेलं आता तुम्ही तुम्ही म्हणून कशाचा स्वीकार करून काय करणार ते तुमच्या मध्ये
You should finally we have to recognize What is this I am business? What is this I am? This is you have to recognize. What is this I am? About this I have talked a lot. What is this I am being? Can this be that I am? And then you find out whichever identity fits you.
नाही पोहे बरा
व्हायला तुम्हाला व्हायला तुमच्याकडे तुम्ही काय आहात गावात खूप ऐकला प्रत्येकाने खूप वाचलं पण तुमचा उपयोग तुम्हाला व्हायला तुम्ही काय आहात तुमचा उपयोग तुम्हाला व्हायला मग तुम्हाला शिलाचा उपयोग पुढे येतो.
He says, to put yourself to your own good use, for your own self, to put yourself for your own use, what are you? What is that you? You must have heard lot of concepts about you elsewhere. But finally, coming to your own self, how can I put myself to my own use? What is that me? What is that I?
पण सगळे द्वेष आहे देव आहे डोळे सगळे माझी ओळख आहे. पण माझी ओळख मला का नाही आहे ते माझी ओळख सांगते तू असा आहे की तसं आहे पण माझी ओळख मला कुठे आहे आता मी व्यवहार करतो त्यांच्या शब्दावर
All other people like Brahma, gods, etc. might give my identity. Oh, you are like this, you are like that. That's okay. There might be so many ideas about me through others. But I must know myself. What am I?
त्यामध्ये ओळखीपर्यंत जाणार आई बापाने तू हे काय प्रकरण आहे हे जर तुला उमजलं तर तू अजन्मात यायचा काहीच
In tracing your identity as to what you are, at the most your leap will be up to the parents. Then you will again question, parents and me, what is the relation? Once you understand the appearance that I am due to the parents, you will escape. You will be beyond death and birth.
For again a fifth time, to what you just said about once you realize who your parents are, then you're great.
फेकून दे तुला आवडेल ते कर
Yes. Finally throw overboard all this.
Understands it perfectly with conviction and got it.
And do what you like. That's all, even this is so about you.
आणि तुझ्या लक्षात जे येईल ते कर हे लक्षात ठेवू
Still, don't retain this in memory. Don't retain this in your memory. Do what you like.
अशी आहे तो ऐकलास ऐकलं ते फेकून दे पण ही ऐकलं आहे
This story you have heard about yourself, beingness. You have heard this story. Throw it out. But who has heard this?
तुम्ही म्हणजे आंदोलन करते मी कुठलं पीक करतो आम्ही मर म्हणून माझ्या म्हणून काय ढकलला आणि त्याचा उपयोग भक्ताना
A blind man is grinding,
grinding the grain.
grinding the floor on the grinding stone. He's a blind fellow. And the dog is eating all the floor. He doesn't know. He is quite busy. Like that, we are busy, in this spiritual pursuit.
Spiritual?
त्याचा तुमच्या हाताला काय लागणार
Spiritual. Whatever you think you are doing in the spiritual pursuit, that will not lead you. That is not going to lead you. This is only you have to understand this.
त्याला आता सोडून द्यायचं
22nd September 1979.
अनुभव आल्यानंतर मग त्याला वागणं भाग पडतो सांगा तुम्ही
No great man, having taken birth, has wrought an iota of change in the consciousness. What is. It will never change. Even when I said, Krishna had said that when there is, setback in the religious thought, in goodness, righteousness. I incarnate myself. That's what Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita. So he says, and I also say, what does it matter? How many great men have come to this earth and how much change they have worked out? Nothing. You have just to see and know. You are not to do anything. No action and no ritual. I don't want to do any ritual. Nothing. Just to see, observe and know what is.
अगोदर निर्माण होतो आणि नंतर कोणाला तो भोगावा लागतो. अनुभव आता निर्माण होतो आहे त्याचं ज्ञान नाही.
What he says is, unknowingly, this knowingness has appeared on you. Absolutely unknowingly. And you have to go through it, willingly or unwillingly, this experience. So he says that actually the experience is there. And somebody later comes to experience it, to go through it.
कोणी म्हणाल मी अनुभवात ती लढत देईल, शक्य नाही. देह बुद्धी माथ्यावर घेऊन अनुभवाची मी लढाई करी शक्य नाही.
If anybody wants or desires to fight with the experiences that he gets, but only with the identity of the body and mind, it will be impossible. No one can change what he has to face as experience so long as he is identifying himself with the body and mind. Yes.
ज्या ब्रिटिश राज्यात सूर्य मावळत नव्हता, तिकडे सूर्य तिकडे राज्य आहे. मावळत नव्हता म्हणजे काय? तिकडे सकाळचे तिकडे रात्र असते ना, परंतु तिथे सुद्धा त्याचं राज्य आहे. त्याच्या राज्यामध्ये सूर्य मावळत नव्हता. आज परिस्थिती काय आहे?
British people, they said the sun never set on their empire. Where it was day, there also they had empire. Where it was night, they had also their empire. But today, what is the condition? महाराज त्याला प्रश्न विचारायचे की
याला विचारायचं नाही. इथे
In literature, they speak of in ages. Kali Yuga, Satwa Yuga. They tend to they tend to be times of goodness, times of. But he just said that everything remains the same. It's a relative what he's saying. It's a relative statement.
आपण म्हणालात की जे आहे who
त्याचा
creates
निर्माता कोण? त्या युगाचा, ह्या युगाचा, ह्या युगाचा.
who creates that? मन, mind, मन.
कोणाचं?
Whose?
युग मन निर्माण करतो. युग कशाला म्हणतात? त्रेता, द्वापार आणि कली.
हा.
तो कोणाच्या मनाने निर्माण केलं? काय बोलतो? तो ज्ञानी आहे.
You see, consciousness has gone through these stages and nobody has created it. So how can you say mind has created? It is the universal consciousness, age of universal consciousness, that's all.
When I heard him speak, what he was saying, it came to my consciousness that there are times of righteousness and beautiful things, and at other times don't think.
मी असं काही प्रश्न म्हणून विचारत नाही.
आळा कोण घालतो?
It's all due to the time.
Also in the Christian philosophy religion, they speak of a time in the short future or distant future, there's no way of knowing, where there'll be a change from what we see now.
But that change. तो म्हणतो ख्रिश्चन तत्वज्ञानामध्ये असंच आहे की आजचा काळ किंवा पुढे हे काहीतरी सारखं बदलणार आहे.
मग काय प्रश्न का विचारतो? हे तुझ्या लक्षात आहे ना?
You know that, no? He said you remember that, so there is no question now.
Tell him that it's only things that I've read. There's no way of me knowing whether it's true or not. Just that it is said that this is going to be so. Whether it is or not, I don't know.
मी म्हणे नुसतं वाचलेलं.
तो त्याचा का विचार करू केला आहे कोणी का? पुष्कळ वाचला, पण त्याचा का शोध केला का?
नाही, तो म्हणाला माझा शोध नाही लागलेला मला.
मग डोक्यात कशाला ठेवला?
Then throw it out. If you cannot verify it with your own experience, you just throw it out.
निसर्गाच्या व्यवहाराचा विचार करता करता मन नमनच होऊन जाते. मन नाही ते होते, त्याला म्हणतात नमन. नमन करा. ते विचार करता करता मनच नाही ते होते. मला माहिती नाही मी विचार करतो नव्हतो.
When you start thinking about this consciousness, the mind becomes no mind. And no mind in Sanskrit, namana, is
मन नाही झालं.
namaskar.
मनच नाही झालं.
That mind stops acting, stops working absolutely when consciousness you try to think of.
ज्ञानी हो म्हणा, फक्त ज्ञानी हो. फक्त
You only become jnani, that is
फक्त ज्ञानी
consciousness.
हो हे जाणलं. हे काय आहे
You
जाणलं?
only know that what is, I know. I know what is. Up to that stage you go and just stabilize there.
बरं वाटते, आवडत तसं मी बोलणार नाही. काय आहे ते बघा दाखवलं. माझं बोलणं तुम्हाला आवडतं असं बोलणारच नाही मी.
You might like or to your liking. I will speak only about what is.
तुम्हाला झाल्यानंतर मी भोगावंच नको. माझी कोट्या कोटी रुपयाचं नुकसान नको असं मी भोगायला पाहिजे. आता आज नुकसान होणार हे कळलं का? नाही. तसंच मला कोणाला बघितली असा अनुभव निर्माण होतो, भोगणं भाग पडते. अनुभव नसताना काय असतो?
You see, the experience rises first and you have to suffer it. When there are floods or fires, the loss or gain, it is there, and then you have to go through the suffering, the results of that experience, that's all. That is consciousness working.
काही शक्ती समर्थ संपन्न लोकांना फाशी देतात, वळ्या घालतायत. पुराणमध्ये काढलेला काल आमच्या ठिकाणी काढलेला आजूबाजूला आणि काय आहे त्यांचा दराला बोला बघ. विचार करा सगळं कोणते विचार. तुम्ही काय आणि तुमचं हित काय?
Those who were great men first, all powerful, they are shot at today. Iran, today I read somebody being shot at in Iran at close range. Think of what is all going on. What is this?
छोटे छोटे बिचारा दंडाची करायला लागले. काय म्हणते मुले? ते ब्रिटिशाला
Now small countries have started threatening Britain. Ones who ruled all over the world. What is all this?
My country, the country where the body was born, Cuba, small island,
Cuba.
threatens all of the United States.
Cuba.
One little point now threatens all of the United States.
Rules.
Threatens.
शांती निर्माण की दोन्ही बाजूला दुसऱ्याशिवाय व्हायला नाही. धमकी देणाराचं नुकसान होणार त्याचंही नुकसान. मग तिथे बोला म्हणा आता काय बोलायचं ते बोला.
You have knowledge. Therefore he says, no, you speak.
Just got here.
नुकताच इकडे आलं. If one party registers a threat or threatens the other party, the loss will be of both the parties. The danger is for both the parties.
विचारपूस काय करायची ती गरज राहिली ना मग तुम्ही घालता कशाला.
यांना
Since
विचारायचं
you are not to make any enquiries, why do you remain here?
त्याला जे पाहिलं
Since you got the knowledge, no questions, so you can go.
I had an interesting experience last night. I am not the body concept.
काल एक विचित्र अनुभव आला म्हणे काल रात्री मी देह नाही म्हणतो.
त्याच्यावर काय नवल झालं. साधं नाम घेतात त्यांना दुसरी एक पुढे तिकडे पडलं नाही बघत असतो. माझ्याकडे साधं नाम घेणार भजन करतात त्यांना आपलं पुढे तिकडे पडलेले मी ते बघत असतो. ते याला नवल त्याच्यात काय नवल त्याला ज्ञान आहे.
Where is the surprise there is that you got? He says, at my place when people who come, for bhajan, when they are doing bhajan, they see their body lying down or apart from the body.
This was a little different. I was having dinner last night at my hotel, and I usually reserve a table for myself because it gets very crowded. And I did the same last night, and the service is very slow, so that after an hour I was just completing the dessert part of the dinner when a family of 5 came in and commandeered my table. They just said, you shouldn't be here alone. So the out-of-body experience was, it wasn't very difficult for me to say to myself that the right hand of the Almighty is going to hit this guy and send him to the moon. Because it was completely out of disregard. He was boorish, and I didn't even have an opportunity to finish my tea or anything like that. So, I mention this as an example of the kind of behavior that a spiritual seeker is supposed to have. And what does one do in a case like that? Does one grovel, as all spiritual people do, and say and beg, may I finish my tea in the kitchen? Or what?
जेवण घेत होतो तर ते जेवण घेण्यात तिकडे फार सावकाश जेवण वगैरे घेतात म्हणून नेहमी मी एक टेबल माझा रिझर्व करतो आणि ते रिझर्व करून मी एकटा टेबलवर जाऊन बसलो आणि बसल्यावर माझा हे मिळेपर्यंत 1 तास लागला. तर तितक्यात कोणते लोक आले माझ्या टेबलावर इतका वेळ खातो म्हणून तिकडे बसायला लागले. तर याच्या मनात आलं का माझ्या ह्या देहाचा उजव्या हाताने त्याला अशी काय देतो आता की त्याला चंद्रावर पाठवून देतो असं त्याला वाटायला लागलं. तर हे म्हणतात ते साधक आहेत पारमार्थिक साधक ह्यानी काय हे सगळं असं बघूनच घ्यायचं आणि पारमार्थिक साधकासारखं मी म्हणायचं नाही ना मी आता ठीक आहे तुम्ही बसा मी आपल्या स्वयंपाकून जाऊन चहा पितो असं करायचं आम्ही म्हणायचं काय साधकाने.
जेवढा संयम पाळतात जेवढा संयम पाळायचा अभ्यास केलाच पाहिजे. मध्ये संयम पाळायचा अभ्यास केला पाहिजे.
You must try to restrain yourself as much as possible.
Well, it would not have been I. It would not have been this body.
देहाने पाळलेला या कल्पना कुठला फाडून खातो माझ्या फाडून खातो देह पाळतो काय त्यामध्ये काय आहे ते पाळतो काय करतो.
Controlling principle that
कुठला फाडून खातो
the body by itself by the body.
त्याला कोणत्या कुठला फाडून खातात प्राण गेला मग.
The body of animals is torn off, eaten by other animals. But that body is doing nothing. It's inert.
हे पण लक्षात ठेवा जेव्हा काय करत
Body does nothing.
प्राण आणि गुण हा देहाचं रक्षण करतोय.
The body is protected by the vital breath and that quality being.
हालचाल आहे आणि गुण हा त्याचा दृष्ट आहे.
Vital breath He is responsible for all the movements. And the quality of beingness, you only watch it, observe. Protects the body.
हाताशिवाय उचलता येत नाही तसं प्राणाशिवाय आपल्याला काय करता येईल?
Just you can't lift this plate, you see, without your hand. Similarly, without vital breath, there is no movement at all.
सर्व कामकाज करतो आज प्राण.
All the activities are carried out by the vital breath.
हा फक्त जणू उंच्या जनावर बसून ते खरं करतोय.
That beingness, that quality of beingness sits on a higher pedestal and just watches.
Not long ago, I saw a documentary.
असं
So in TV, a documentary in Africa where there were some wild dogs and a deer, and many deer kind of animals, not deers, but kind of like a deer. Time came for lunch. You know, they have
बोलणार नाही.
Thank you, sir.
to eat for the animals. The three dogs started chasing the mother and the son. All the other animals just watched. The mother protected the little child deer, for a while. When the dog saw that he could not kill the other animal, all of a sudden, like nature stopped.
किती बोलणार आहे? अरे थोडं बोल.
The idea is that the animal, when it saw that it could not kill and the time for killing was gone, the three dogs, the mother and the son, just rested next to each other, like nothing had happened. The enemies were together like they didn't recognize they were enemies. Where minutes before they were fighting for life. Then the time went over and they were just
Peace.
sitting next to each other.
Peace. Treaty was signed. Something like that. Nothing had happened.
काय म्हणतो?
एक टीव्हीवर एक बघितलं होतं आफ्रिकन जंगलामधलं. तर हरणं पळत होती आणि त्यांच्या मागे जंगली कुत्रे लागले होते. तर जंगली कुत्रे त्यामध्ये एक हे आपलं आई हरणाची आणि ते पाडच त्याचं. त्यांच्या मागे ती कुत्री लागली होती. पण ती हरिण जी होती तिने त्याच्यावर हे केला, अटॅक केला. म्हणजे काय
त्याचं रक्षण करण्यासाठी त्याच्या भोवती भोवती फिरत होती
हा
आणि त्याला हात लावू दिलं नाही. पण जेव्हा खाण्याची वेळ त्यांची असते किती मिनिट कुत्र्यांची, जितके ती मिनिट पर्यंत तिने रक्षण केलं आणि नंतर ते बसले आणि कुत्रेही बसले.
ते म्हणजे जे कुत्रे हे करतात ते कुत्री ती आई आणि ते पाडत ती सगळी ती एकेच ठिकाणी बसली समोरासमोरची.
3
थोड्या
मिनिट
वेळ अगोदर शत्रू होती आणि आता समोरासमोर बसली काही न करता.
ते मिनिट जेवढं त्यांना सावध पाहिजे होतं तो वेळ गेल्याबरोबर ते पुन्हा शांत झाले आणि विसरले की हे आपलं भक्ष्य आहे.
काय म्हणलं?
In there, what I saw was how the body, mind, body, in animals as well as human beings, is totally working by itself, totally spontaneous.
ते म्हणजे कुत्रे ह्यांचं जनावरांचं देह आणि मन कसं आपोआपातच काम करत असतो, माणसाचं तसं करत नाही हे सांगतो.
चांगलं कळलं.
Yeah, understood very well.
That I'm sorry that I tend to speak more than I should. The boys but there's no way I can help it. That's the way it's made.
स्टोरी सांगू नका.
ते समजलं त्याला पण म्हणजे माझी रीतच
स्टोरी सांगू नका. तुमचा तेवढा तुमचा विषय घ्या ते घेऊन नका.
Stories, he said. Only relevant parts you just speak.
एक माणूस आजारी पडला, मी काय बी सांगतो मिळाला, पण त्याची हकीकत सांगण्याचा ताप काच नाही का हकीकत सांगतो. असं झालं मग त्या डॉक्टरला आणलं, मग त्या डॉक्टर मग असं केलं, मग तसं केलं, मग तसं शेवटी काय दे ना. एक दुसऱ्याला म्हणतो माझा बाप म्हणाला अगदी त्यामुळे तू झाडावर चढला तर पडला की नाही. शेवटी मग नेला म्हणून सांगायचं आहे ना. तर तासभर करते कशाला सांगत बस काय काय केलं ते नेला हे सांगायचं ना. सांग
Some person is dead, the attendant, the relatives. People visit, you see, And he goes on narrating all in detail. Then the doctor came and he examined him like this, and this thing happened, and we treated him like this and that. Rigmarole goes on for a long time. What is the summary? He is dead.
तुला मला सांगणार काय तुला मला लांब करायचं काय नव्हतं ती तुला तिथे
Tell him that Latin people, the Latin,
And like
Latin people,
Latin
from Latin country, their pastime is talk.
Like the Indian.
लॅटिन म्हणजे हे स्पेन मधले आणि साऊथ अमेरिकेमधले लोक त्यांना लॅटिन लोक म्हणतात. लॅटिन अमेरिका तिकडचे लोक त्यांना सवय म्हणजे बोलायचे बडबड बडबड सवय दिवस चाललेली असते. हिंदुस्थानी लोक तसेच.
थोडं अवास्तव बोलणं कुठे वास्तव बोलणं थोडं अवास्तव
Pertinent talk is little, but irrelevant talk is plenty.
माणसाच्या बुद्धीचा वीट आलेला आहे. सिनेमा कधी बघत नाही, नाटक मी कधी बघत नाही, टीव्ही बघत नाही. एका व्यक्तीने त्याला काय वाटलं ते लिहिलं आणि नंतर मग मजुरी देऊन ती माणसं नाचवली आणि लोक त्याच्याकडे लाखो रुपये खर्च करतात. काय आहे ते एका माणसाची कल्पना करतात.
I am completely disgusted with this human intellect and fancy. Some fellow writes a story and a picture, cinema picture, you see, and so many people go and see that picture. It's all his imagination.
मी बघत नाही.
That's why I don't see any drama, cinema.
काय एका माणसाला सूत्रांच्या लिहून ठेवलं तिथे काय लागेल बेंची शाही आणि खोबडी
That author,
म्हणजे अशा मासे कमक खूप लिहिलं आहे त्याने. आहे का तिथे त्याची खोबडी आहे पेन्सिल आहे
pencil and a pen and good imagination.
काय स्टोरी मग
Surprisingly enough, that's the business I'm in.
बरोबर आहे.
माझा धंदा पण हाच आहे.
Films.
दुनिया झुकती है झुकाने वाला चाहिए. अंग्रेजी मध्ये
The word can be cheated anyway.
There are suckers in the world. So there must be people who will
But there are people who can cheat.
cater to them.
Cheating is very easy. The masses can be.
There was a 100 years ago, a very flamboyant show business personality entrepreneur, and he said, "Never give a sucker an even break."
त्याच्यामागे एक लेखक होता म्हणे, तो सांगायचा आहे, लोकांना कधी विश्रांती द्यायची नाही, सारखं त्यांना झुलवत ठेवा.
कवीने निर्माण केलेलं आहे लेखकाने कवीश्वर.
All these spiritual fancies also, they are out of imagination. God and heaven and hell and all those things.
Maharaj has repeatedly asked me why I'm still staying here. I've got the information I should go. Is there no other benefit to be derived?
आपण मला नेहमी सांगत असतात, जात का नाही तू असतात, जात का नाही, पण इकडे राहण्यात दुसरा काही फायदा नाहीत का आम्हाला?
कसला
What benefit?
संतांच्या सानिध्यात राहणं.
Yes. Emanations, the emanations, present, the radiation.
जातो ना हातवर करून जागा मी मला गमावून बसलो.
While returning, raise your hand and say, I lost myself. I lost myself.
When you leave here,
Returning?
when you go back,
I'll wait until that happens, then I'll do that.
ते झाल्यावर कसं करून जाईल?
हाच फायदा तुम्हाला. इथं येऊन आपण गमावून बसायचं हा फायदा आहे.
But if you are lost, how will you return on?
How like what?
How will you return? You are not there. So whether you are here or there, it doesn't matter.
So then I can't raise my hands.
answer to your question, this is the benefit. He said, this is the benefit of coming.
तू जाऊन तिकडे मुंबईत कमवलं का? कमवलं नाही पण कमवलं.
People will ask you, what did you acquire after going to Bombay? Probably you will have to say, whatever I had, I have lost.
इतकं सोपं नसतं हे पण.
अरे सोबत काय फुकट नाही, फुकट आहे.
Indeed, but it is free.
तुमची कामात
Business. Maharaj is telling that. He is a lawyer. It's not lawyer's business. We are used, I am used to this.
तुम्हाला तुमच्याबद्दल तुमची खात्री आहे का तुम्हाला? विचारायचं.
You are fully convinced about yourself.
काय?
कोणा विचारलं?
तुमच्याबद्दल तुमच्या खात्री आहे ना तुमची?
Are you fully convinced about yourself?
I want to lose myself.
मला हरवायचं, स्वतःला हरवायचं.
हलवायचा प्रयत्न करायला नको. तुम्ही आहात ही तुमची खात्री आहे किती दिवसापर्यंत? दोनच बघा.
No efforts are needed to lose oneself. Just find out how long that I am missing. Just find out.
ही तुमची खात्री किती दिवसापर्यंत तुम्ही भोगाल आपण असे नाही.
How long you are going to enjoy this state of being? Just find out.
We get lost in the other. We are not established in the beingness. We get lost in the,
We are not yet established in the beingness.
not fully established in the beingness, but in other level. How long is that going to last?
In others,
Not in beingness, but in otherness.
प्राणी अजून जाणलेले नाही, जाणीव एकरूप झालेलं नाही, दुसऱ्यामध्ये हरवले.
Not fully. I'm not completely lost. You can't get established completely in the beingness. Go out and come back and you will go out and come back and do that.
जाणीवेतून जायचं बाहेर आणि परत यायचं, बाहेर परत
तुम्ही
यायचं.
जाणं म्हणता कशाला?